Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to this live stream where we are following the Junior Speed Chess Championship between Gukesh playing with the white pieces against Pranav V. And Gukesh has just played his queen up to e7. No, Pranav has played his queen to e7 and Gukesh goes rook b1. Guys, welcome to all who are following this. It's the Junior Speed Chess 2 young Indian super talents. For now, Gukesh's king looks under pressure and the white black knight could jump in at some point to f4, but Gukesh goes b4. c4 played by Pranav, takes queen b3, attacking the rook. Where does the rook go? The rook goes back. Okay, very interesting. And now rook to c1. Okay, I'm just trying to fix everything, guys. I just came back from the ChessBase India Chess Club where we had this tournament today. And now it's all set. Gukesh is the favorite in this matchup. Maybe knight f3 played. Let's see who wins, because that's the $1,000,000 question. He goes queen d7. I needed to turn off these things on the how do you do the engine analysis? Stockfish is fine, engine line's fine. This one I don't. Okay, great. Queen d7. Okay, Gukesh now with white has 1 minute 36 seconds. Guys, is everything okay? Please let me know. Gukesh is having a power outage, says Prayag. What? He's having a power outage and he's still playing. That's Gukesh for you guys. He'll play under all circumstances and he'll give his best. Pranav, on the other hand, also a big fighter. It's actually battle between two amazing young talents. Okay, what is Gukesh playing? He plays queen d5. Very interesting move. He has 1 minute 12 seconds. It's 5 minutes plus 1 second increment. If you take, I take back and I hit your knight and I ask the question, where does your knight go? Oh, he goes to c7, attacking the d5 pawn. How do you save the pawn? Can you push it forward? But then the knight goes to b5 and attacks it once again. He goes knight g4. Okay, interesting. He is attacking the e5 pawn now. And guys, what happens if I just simply take this? What is the problem? Can you tell me? If rook takes f3, what is the issue? Anyone in the chat? Yes, Shri Kumar Zwelop, you are right. Rook takes c7 is hanging, pinning here. So that didn't happen. Knight g4 was a great move by Gukesh. Rook e8 played. He's very sharp. And now will Gukesh find d6, which is also the best move in the position? Just putting up the live chat so that I can follow. Yeah. Oh, he goes d6. He finds d6. Knight b5. Again, rook c5. What a move. What a move by Gukesh. If, by the way, wasn't e4 possible? If e4, he was planning knight f e5. Wow. Okay, so he goes knight d6. And now Gukesh takes on e5. Rook f5. Rook e1. Amazing play by the youngster. He's actually wriggled out of the mess and is putting pressure on Pranav now, because Pranav's position is not easy. His b7 pawn could become weak. He takes here and now he takes back with his rook, because if he had taken with the bishop here, then rook c7 check was a very powerful move, followed by g6 pawn hanging. So he goes rook takes f6 and now rook c7. Gukesh pins it. First game seems like it's big advantage to Gukesh. By the way, knight d3 was a better move, but he went f4, king g8, and Pranav is fighting hard. He's not going to give up for sure. King comes up to f3, g5. Fantastic move. You can't take Your knight was hanging. Bishop takes e5 and he takes with the rook. Again an important move, because if you took with the pawn, then knight c4 is strong, hitting here and here. So he takes with the rook, knight c4, rook d4, knight e5, and now the position is equal. But the important thing is this pawn is slightly weak, while g4 pawn is also slightly weak. You can't go rook g5 and take this pawn. Guys, very quickly, rook g5, rook g4, why is this not possible? What is black's winning move here? Why is this not working? Yes, exactly. Rook e2 check is the reason. Beloglavi soup, you are right. By the way, he goes king f2. Here, bishop c3, knight e7, rook g5, rook c8. I think it's going to be very big scramble here. Who's going to win this? Is Pranav playing for a win or is it Gukesh? Pranav now has an extra pawn. Wow. Pranav is fighting very hard. Oh, blunder by Gukesh. Pranav wins the first game. Look at this blunder. He goes here, king e7 and rook e5, because if he takes here, then knight d7 is game over. Wow. Unbelievable. So the first point goes to Pranav. That is a big result. Let's put here. (1-0) for Pranav. What a start to the match, and also the second game must have started. We need to get this together, get our act together. But 1 second. Yeah, this looks good. How does the game automatically start? I have to follow them, right? But okay, let's do it this way. E4 by Pranav. It's the Sicilian Rosolimo. But in Rosolimo, he goes knight g5, then knight h3, f4, queen h5. Pranav is so fast, says Agnay. Yeah, absolutely. He's gone queen h5. Now Pranav is attacking here. Puts his queen on h5. Gukesh has hit the center with c4. Very nice move, by the way. Takes, check, and he's going to win this pawn. King back. And Gukesh is thinking for his move. Can he take this actually? I think he can, because if you attack the queen, c2 pawn is hanging. And if you play cd, ed, attacking here, now I can take this. And I think black is doing very well. So Gukesh actually takes the pawn. He thinks for a bit. Actually, he thought for a bit and he took it. Takes. Oh, he takes with the e pawn. Sanat says Gukesh really shaken up by the power cut. I can imagine. Like you are preparing for this very important match and suddenly there's a power outage. That's not easy. But I'm sure he'll fight. He takes here and now takes on c2. Brilliant move by Gukesh. Good play. Actually, the thing is, this is a game between two players who are big fighters. And so while Gukesh finds a good move, I'm sure that Pranav will also find a good move now. Something like rook f d1. You want to play rook a d1 maybe. That's also good because you bring your rook into the game and defend the bishop. Where else can your bishop go, you know? he finds rook fd1, which is also a great move. But now black is slightly better. Maybe queen f5. You want to trade, like, you don't want to trade directly, but when he goes rook c1, you have this square in your hand. So maybe rook a c8 is one possibility. But you know, see, Pranav has put his rook opposite the bishops, and he's very tricky in that sense. Oh, what happened? He played bishop h3, queen h3, and took on f4. But that doesn't seem great. Okay, one question is, oh, he goes rook c1. Oh, he can draw the game now. Queen b2, rook b1. Just keep on attacking because his queen has nowhere to go, right? If it goes to d3, he can just take it. Ah, rook b1. Will Pranav accept a draw? That's the question. Do you think Pranav? Yes, he goes rook b1. Oh, Gukesh plays no draw. But now Pranav can win a pawn because his knight is defended. Can Pranav take this? I think he can. He can because bishop f4, knight f4 hits the queen. So we don't want to take and give him that tempo. So why don't we just simply take the pawn? Once we take the pawn, he takes here, I take back, and I have a very strong pawn here. Yeah, he takes it. Pawn up. Dilli Babu says, what do you think is the reason for Gukesh improvement from 2610 to 2740? A lot of work, and actually great chess development, I would say, because from a very young age, Gukesh did not use engines, and now he's using them. He can actually make very good use of it. Okay, Gukesh now has 2 minutes 25 seconds. If he loses another game, that would be a pretty dismal start for him. Dhairya Shah says, which team are you rooting for in GCL? I'm going for SG Alpine due to all 4 favorites. SG Alpine, definitely everyone's favorite. I would also say, being from Mumbai, I really like the Mumba Warriors. Mumba, what is it? Oh, he takes, goes 95. But now can we go in with a check with our queen? Oh, but if we give a check, he just moves away, and then our knight is not defended here. Oh, he pushes his pawn to c7. Mumba Masters, yeah. And I also like Chingari. What is Chingari? Guys, can you remind me the name? Sorry, I didn't have time to have my dinner because I was at the Phoenix Market City. There was a tournament going on with the Global Chess League where you can win a ticket to Dubai. I hope you are Chingari Gulf Titans. So I'm going to talk about that as well. Their event, you can play. There's no entry fee, and actually 3 people have a chance to go to Dubai to watch it live. To watch the finals of the Global Chess League live. Now, Queen a5 played by Gukesh. He's like, look, I'm attacking your pawn. I'm also keeping an eye on your knight. So now, look at this idea, guys. You go here, okay? He goes king h8. And now you play this move. Very tough to spot. And the point is, after queen takes c3, You play rook b8 and you are threatening to take and mate him on the back rank. So it's a very complicated position, but now Pranav down to 27 seconds. Can he find this move queen d6? Otherwise, oh, he finds it. Wow. Pranav is playing the best chess perhaps. Queen c3, rook b8 played. Now Gukesh in big tension. What should he do? But Gukesh has a bailout variation. Rook b8. Look at this. Take. Let him make a queen. Give a check because he's back rank mated. He has to put his rook back and then take and play this. And this is at least holdable, I think. Not easy, but it is possible. Rook b8 played by Pranav. Dhairya Shah says only Triveni continental kings with no Indians. Yes, they have 3 Chinese players, right? Rook b8 played, and Gukesh now thinking, what a beautiful variation that Pranav found actually. Check, queen d6, rook b8. This is just brilliant. How do they find the best moves with so little time? Insane. Oh, you're saying why not queen f8? Of course, this is a big threat here. Queen f8. Ah, you're saying that take, for example, take here, you want to take this. But that would be wrong, right? Because take, and even if you go here, there's a back rank mate for you waiting. So you can't do that. Oh, he goes queen c1, now rook d1, takes, and Gukesh goes for this line. But now Pranav has all the chances here. He has a queen, but Gukesh has a rook and a knight and a pawn. So actually it's 9 points. Queen is also worth 9 points. It's very difficult. Like if you think about it, I put my rook on d7. My knight cannot be moved because the pawn defends it. The knight defends the rook and the rook defends the pawn. So actually there is no real way to make progress, I would say. But you know, Pranav can keep on pressing in some way or the other, like a4, a5. He's maybe okay. Oh, Gukesh is fighting for the full point. Oh my god, Gukesh never ever. I think, I don't know even if Pranav would have agreed to a draw, but Gukesh comes in. What a move. Guys, look at this. If you take here, knight f3 check, king here, and checkmate because the pawn is pinned. But he goes king g1, rook goes back, queen c8, check, rook goes back. These two youngsters are going to fight till the very end. a6. Now it's Pranav's turn. He says no draw. I'm fighting on, but I don't see how he can win this because as we saw, this is a fortress. This is a fortress. Yeah, draw there. They have agreed to a draw. So that means next game begins. Gukesh starts off with 1d4. Guys, are you enjoying this match? This is an epic clash between two super talents of Indian chess, and they are going all out against each other. Okay. Gukesh goes d4. He wants to win this. Bogo Indian, knight d2, castles a3, d6, e3, bishop d3, b3. And Gukesh is telling Pranav, take the pawn if you want. I'll get rook g1 and the open file. Pranav says, no, I'm not taking this pawn. I'm going knight d7, bishop b2, a5, queen c2. And will Gukesh now go for long castle? that would be something. Pranav once crushed Magnus in Title Tuesday. Underestimating him would be a mistake. K1 Verma says. Absolutely K1. Oh, he goes long castle. Wow. Guys, look. I'm saying play on the light squares. Go a4, then go b5. That was my plan. But he goes rook e8. Maybe he wants to play e4. He wants to simply block everything. But Gukesh goes rook g1 and Gukesh is like, I'm happy if you play e4. I'll go with my bishop back. Then I'll go g4, h4, g5. And I'll just simply rush down the board. Do you think Pranav's current rating doesn't reflect his actual ability? Well, he's 2608. I don't know if it reflects his actual ability or not, but the thing is, he's definitely has a lot of potential, and he has a lot of, he's improved very rapidly, because at some point he was stuck at 2350 for a long period, and then he gained like 250 low points in classical chess. He's also very good at rapid and blitz. Adik says, who do you think will win this match? I don't know. I was very actually interested to see who would win this. That's why I have streamed today. A4 hits this structure. I think B4 is a must. Otherwise, it will just simply open up this bishop. I like Pranav's position actually. The way in which Pranav has started this match is actually very admirable. Dhairya says, any chance for Arjun and Nihal to qualify for World Cup, as Gukesh and Prag are already there? I think Arjun, maybe wild card, maybe Vidit gets a wild card. We don't know. B5 played. Very nice move again. By the way, if you take here, it opens up the C file, and that is terrible. So B5 is a very classy move. Very classy move. But Gukesh is like, I don't care. I'm coming at you. Pranav opens up the king. Now B takes C4. Whose king is weaker? Is this bishop followed by these pieces and G5 coming in? Going to cause a lot of hurt. B takes C4, he goes bishop F5, and Gukesh is like, Pranav, I'll use your pawns to shield my king because I've lost my pawns. So I need your pawns to shield my king. That's how he's playing here. He may put his king on B1, but bishop F5, interesting chess, because next move G5. Now Pranav has to decide how is he going to continue here. And he goes knight to E5. Very nice move once again. Maybe, if you go G5, knight jumps to D5, attacking this. So you give up this pawn and you run here. That's the idea. He goes G5, knight D5. Pranav playing brilliant chess. Dhruva Kumar says World Cup means candidates. No, no, no. Top two finishers from the World Cup go to the candidates. Bishop H7, King F8. Played. And now this pawn is hanging. Gukesh in big trouble. Actually, Gukesh took a huge risk by going long castle here. That I have to say. It was a big risk that he took, and it didn't pay off for sure here. It didn't pay off at all, and he is in some serious trouble now. Bishop H7, King F8 played. Let me also make this slightly better for you guys to the viewing experience. What I'll do is, first we will make Gukesh slightly bigger here. Yeah, that way. And then we'll make Pranav also slightly bigger. Yeah. And next we want to make the timer also slightly bigger, like the clock. While I'm doing this, it seems like the game has once again become very sharp. Bishop H7, King F8. He took on E5, Rook E5. Knight took on c4. He took on b4. Queen b2. Now he's attacking the rook. The pawn is hanging. What does he do? Rook c5. And the question is, what is his idea after queen takes b4? What does he want to do? Any ideas? Any ideas, guys? Quickly. Quickly. सागर भाई आप दुबई जा रहे हो जीसीएल के लिए? Yes, उत्सव. I'm going on 19th. Someone had asked about my interview with Ding. It did not happen because Ding was not feeling well, so we couldn't continue. But maybe a written interview might happen. Yes, rook c4. Mukul Maghani, very good. Take here, and rook c8. And remember, two rooks for a queen. Favor the side with the queen if the opponent's king is very, very exposed. So he goes rook c5, rook d4. Good move by Gukesh. But now Pranav has 2 minutes 31 seconds to figure this out. What does he want to do? I think knight c6 is a nice move, hitting the rook and also saving the knight. Where does this rook go after knight c6? Guys, today was a very, very amazing day because today was an event at ChessBase India Chess Club, and we had the first event of the Global Chess League where you get to go to Dubai. You get tickets. Now tomorrow we have event in Mumbai once again, but we are also doing in Ahmedabad. We are also doing in Pune. We are also doing in uh, Lucknow, and we are also doing in Pune, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mumbai, and one more city. Indore, of course, where our chess club is. Indore. PD5 played, queen takes b4, bishop c4, and now actually you don't take here because when you take here, there is a pin. But yes, queen c5, Gukesh finds it. Wow. Okay, now you have two passers here. That's not a great move because g6 traps the bishop. Why did Gukesh do that? He could have saved his bishop here. Instead of that, he went here g6. He's got his bishop trapped. Rook c1, bishop d3, and now king g7. Oh my god, Gukesh is going to lose another game. This is losing. King g7. Rook check. Anirudh Ratna says, Sagar, do some events in South India too. Yes, for sure. For sure. For sure, I would love to do. I would like to do many things. Bangalore, Chennai, many cities. But yeah, slowly. For sure. Oh, he just resigned. Gukesh resigned. That is insane. Gukesh resigning very quickly. I mean, it was still worth fighting for. But Gukesh resigned. And now Pranav has two and a half. Oof. Oof. What a start for Pranav. And now he has the white pieces. And that too is doing really well in the 5-minute segment. And Pranav is a beast in bullet. D4, Queen C7. Rakshit says, Pranav versus you, the quarterfinals was nail biter. Expect no less from this encounter. I have a feeling that for now, Pranav has a big edge in this match, starting off with 2.5. When in Ahmedabad, says Dhairya Shah. In Ahmedabad tomorrow and day after. I'm sure that no one expected Gukesh to lose 2 games. But look at this. This is Gukesh's understanding of chess. He understands that his pawns are weak, but at the same time, he has the bishop pair and he's okay. He also gets the open b file. So, taking all of that into consideration, he's happy to play with these weak pawns. Dhairya says, where in Ahmedabad? Check on chessbase.in. Let me pin the link in our chat so that you guys know. Yeah, there we have I'm going to pin the link in the chat so that you guys can decide which city you want to play in and then get a chance to win a ticket to Dubai. Wait, 1 second. Pin. Okay, fantastic. He goes what? Rook b8, knight c4, bishop e6, b3, and rook b5. Interesting. He puts his rook here on b5, defending this pawn. Rook now comes to d1. He's taken the open file. I like Pranav's position actually. I like it because he's got his knight nicely positioned. Gukesh may launch a very swift attack with f5 at some point, and he will argue that your queen is misplaced. It's out of the game, and I'll attack with f5. Rakshit says passport nahi hai warna try karta. Shashwat says I'm banned from Dubai. Arey bhai. Arey Sagar bhai, good to see you on streaming and commentary duty. Thank you so much, Siddharth. King h7 played knight d2. Himanshu Sethi says any chance of chess super league or still sponsorship problem? Well, I think one of the main things that we have to figure out this year is when to do chess super league, at what point. By the way, Gukesh makes not the best move with bishop g5 because after take, it feels like his structure is a bit weak, but also white can go knight e3, knight f1, knight e3, and his knights are very well positioned. So let's see if Pranav does that. Mukul says बस के भी पैसे नहीं है दुबई कैसे आए अरे click on the link and get your chance to come to Dubai. By the way, knight fd2, bishop g5, queen a3, bishop e3, knight e3, knight comes to f4, and now the other knight jumps to c4. So the knights sort of revolving along with each other, and if he gets his knight to d6 or rook to d6, then doubles the rook. It can be a nice position. Also, the queen is ready to move into the game at some point. Kanav says, any update on Humpy? Well, Humpy's health was not good, right? That's why she pulled out of the Kain's Cup, but I think she should be fine. Rakshank Savadati, hello Sagar, how are you? Rakshank, good to see you, Rakshank. Oh, he goes rook d8. Now, can we just take it? I think it sounds good. We can just chop. Look, Gukesh is always ready to give up material. He's like, take my pawn. But then the queen comes in. Then with the knight bishop here, there are definitely attacking chances. Meanwhile, the queen on a7 is slightly misplaced. Pranav is amazing. I was sad when I saw he lost rating points in classical chess. I wish he continues this form and reaches 2650, says Srikant. Yes, I'm sure he will come back stronger. He lost 20 elo points at the recent Asian Continental. It started off well, but I think he was 5 out of 6, but lost the last 3 rounds. That's what happened to him. Rakshit says Gukesh absolutely dominated in the quarterfinals while Pranav's game was very close. But you know, Gukesh, Pranav's opponent was stronger, I feel. Christopher Yu is definitely stronger than Ohanian. So Pranav actually winning that was great. Also, I think Pranav faced internet issues in that match. How many GMs do you reckon India would have in a decade from now, says Shashwat? It's actually, I mean, you cannot guess because if you look at the average, it's like 5-6 GMs a year. So that by that logic, we should reach in a decade another 50-60 GMs. But I think very soon there will be a multiplier effect, and I think we will have maybe 200 GMs. Should be 200 to 25 GMs. So king moved to h2. And you know, guys, why does white play his king to h2 in such positions? Can anyone tell me? I think the main idea is that at some point you want to play g3. Also, yes, Mukul, you're right. Queen comes in and pins here. So you want to move your king away. Also, you want to hit the knight with g3. But in this case, the bishop is also looking at h3. So you can't do that. No checks in the bottom, says Dhruva Kumar. That's also true. That's also true. There are no checks that would come here from the bottom. He goes queen e7. Gukesh is like, if you don't allow me to come this way, I will go this way. But I will come at your king. Oh, he goes knight to f5. Hitting the queen. Tanmay says, can you interview protocol people who have the broadcasting rights for GCL? We'll still don't know where we will watch the games in different countries. I think it is going to come on Eurosports. That's what I feel. So queen g5, knight g3 takes. And now maybe Pranav has blundered something, yeah? Because knight f5, queen g5, knight coming here. Maybe better was to move this knight defending g2, but he goes here. Rook d1, rook d1, and now bishop takes c4 is a great move. Because after take, your rook is attacked, but you can move your rook away. And if you were to take this pawn on c5, then in comes a very, very strong move, h5, with the idea of h4 and a mate here. So he goes h5 directly. Knight e3 played, h4, and now knight f5. Actually, what is his idea to g6? He was ready to sacrifice, yeah? He was ready to sacrifice. He would have played something like queen takes a7. If gf, then ef, and then the bishop has to move and f7 falls. So something very tricky would have come up, but he took with the bishop, ef5, knight e2. He takes on a7, queen f4 check, king h1, queen takes f2, takes on f7. Oh my goodness. Rook p8, stopping the perpetual and putting so much pressure. Pranav has 27 seconds only to figure out, but Gukesh has only 14 seconds. This was such a classy move, because if you would have taken here, it's a mate, check and mate. There's nothing more, nothing less. So he goes rook b8, but then check, king back, and now can he play knight g4? That would be insane. He finds it. Oops. He finds knight g4. What a move. Hitting the queen, threatening knight f6 and knight h6. This is winning. If knight f1, you just take the knight. Take it. Rook takes f1, queen takes f1, now knight f6 check. If king h8, there is a mate. If king f8, knight d7 and win the rook. Another big fork. Oh, he goes on h7. I think he'll repeat twice before he goes knight d7. Sanket Joshi, which team do you think is strongest in GCL? Sanket, I think the team that is strongest in GCL, I have to think about it a bit more. I think Mumbai team is really very good. Also, Alpine Chess Warriors, king e3. No, he had to go king f3 and try to run from here or here, but he goes here, and now it's a draw. What? Gukesh, I think mouse slipped. He mouse slipped for sure instead of queen c1. Oh my god. Gukesh is just in a mess here. He's in a mess. And he's lost. He's lost completely. King. Oh, don't go king c4. Queen d4 is a mate. So yeah, now just. Wow. Pranav's king is safe. But now it's time to get his knight back. Check. Take here. Maybe there was a check and he would have lost the knight. So check takes. Check. Oh, he loses the queen. Pranav with the third win in a row. Oh, 3 out of 4 wins. My god, and they have a break, I think. Oh, oh my god. I can't believe what just happened there. Actually, it was a draw here if he had given a check, but he went queen b1. That was a mouse slip for sure. And guys, Pranav V has started off this 5+1 segment in such brutal style. He's now leading the match 3.5. I show speedy says GG Pranav. Unbelievable play by Pranav V. And while they are on a break, let me just show you guys something very interesting. This is an interview I did with Pranav and Gukesh back 5 years ago. And I want to put it out here for all of you to watch. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there you have it. And so while they are on a break, I think it's a break, right, guys? Please let me know if it's not a break. But if it is a break, you can watch this amazing interview that was done. Several years ago. So Gukesh, you're winning all the tournaments that you're playing. What's the secret of? No secret. No. See, you played under 11 nationals, you won it. Then you played some other tournament also, you won, no? In between? Malaysia you won. Now you won this tournament. What is the secret?
I don't know. Maybe luck.
You have good luck?
Yeah.
Do you think he has good luck, Pranav?
No, he has luck in book also. Also in losing games maybe. Because yesterday against Pranav and I was 4 points down and I drew.
Right. How did you pull off that magic?
He blundered, so I...
What do you think about Pranav's play? How did he play in the tournament?
I didn't see his games. I saw Nikhil's game. He played well.
He played
so
well?
He is playing well.
And what about Gukesh? What do you think?
He is playing well. I saw his game against Rohit Krishna after a match. He played well.
You think that what is the difference in your style and Gukesh's style of play?
I play attacking chess and he plays positional chess.
Maybe he should see your double bishop sacrifice game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gukesh, do you like being called positional player? Yeah?
Any player is good.
You're playing 2 rounds a day. So what were you training in between? What were you doing between the rounds?
I will sleep, I will see tactics, I will solve puzzles. I will go for match. I just prepare for maybe 1 hour.
You?
And I will take rest for some time and then see some openings. What may happen, play something, see some tactics.
Don't you guys feel tired? You have been playing double rounds every day. No? You feel little tired, Gukesh. Your no is very like this. Little tired?
No.
No? Why?
Yesterday I was tired because I played for 5.5 hours. against Pranav. So I was quite tired. Now I'm
But after sleeping, you guys become fresh again.
yeah.
Nice.
Today I did not sleep, but today I didn't play around.
Today did not?
Play around because my opponent didn't come second.
Right, yeah. Okay, both of you are being trained by same coach. Yeah. So how do you guys work together anytime?
No, individual.
You both do individual training. And you are both here with your fathers. How do they help you? Pranav first. How does your father help you?
My father helps by everything else than chess.
Everything else than chess.
I prepare chess and my father sees like food
Okay.
and I
But after the game they will tell you, no, that you made this mistake and all.
yeah, by using engine.
What about you, Gukesh? Same. So do you like that when your father tells, oh, you missed a win or something?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Because he's telling the truth only.
He's telling the truth, yeah. But then you don't tell him don't use the engine.
No, I don't tell him. I will just tease him that he will use engine. That's it.
Okay. So guys, what are your next plans, Gukesh? What are you playing next?
I'm playing Barcelona Open.
Delhi Open you are playing. And what about you, Pranav?
Playing Chennai Open.
Chennai Open. So how are you going? What's your aim now, Gukesh, in the next few months, in the next two tournaments that you're playing, Delhi and Chennai Open?
Yeah, I should make IM norms or GM norms also.
GM norms also you think you can make?
Yeah.
And you, Pranav,
I
what's...
should play good chess.
You don't plan to make norms or anything?
If I play good chess, it will come.
It'll come on its own.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Okay. So guys, all the best to both of you and prepare well. What a video that is. And every time I watch it, I'm amazed by how they've grown up and how they've become such amazing players. And I feel privileged to have followed their journey right since a very young age. They both were, I think, at that point, 11 or 12 years old. And it's Jeremy says, if we play good chess, norms will come. Asmita says, such a cute video. Yeah. In fact, that's what makes this very special, just following these youngsters since so many years, knowing the difficulties that they have all faced, including Gukesh, Pranav, everyone, and each one just not giving up, wanting to improve, just fighting. Look at them, just fighting against each other like anything. They're just amazing. Guki was ambitious. Yeah. Game starts. Okay, let's see. Game started. Yeah, there we go. Game has begun. This time Gukesh with white after a break. Let's see if the break works in his favor or not. Nimzo Indian on the board. Bishop d3, d5, cd, ed, a3, bishop d6, knight jumps to e2, b6, f3, bishop b7, he goes castles, rook e8, knight comes to g3, knight d7, bishop d2, c5, knight e2, a6, rook c1, bishop f8, queen e1, and now queen f2, g6, bishop c3. So we have this position, very interesting position, and actually very typical of Gukesh here, who's put his pieces on good squares. Meanwhile, Pranav has taken space and also has his pieces nicely positioned. Bishop h6 played, attacking e3. Very nice sharp move. Knight f4, knight to f8, rook f e1, and queen comes up to d6. I really like how Pranav's playing this. Amazing chess. B takes c5. It's very powerful. And now, guys, He is threatening d4 at the right moment. Also, if he finds rook e3, I would be... Oh, I think instead of rook e3, d4 looks more human. You know, just push d4, because if he takes here, the knight is hanging. Okay, b4 played. Sanket Joshi says the podcast with Gukesh was gold. Thank you, Sanket. We hope to do more podcast. And we hope to improve our quality of podcasting, the room, the audio, the microphones, everything. And we're going to put in effort there. Abhyudaya is going to help us to do it. We'll improve. We'll improve. Okay, b4. I think one of the plans should be to play d4 here. B takes c5. D takes e3, hitting the queen. That is something to think. It's actually such a complex position with b4. I think Pranav is deciding between taking here, because once you take here, he can take with the queen or the rook. But if he takes with the rook, then instead of bishop f4, you can also go d4, hit this way. Because if you take here, I have d takes e3 hitting the queen. Oh, he takes on e3. Pranav playing brilliantly. Wow. Pranav takes on e3. Yeah, Gukesh in big trouble here. Not just this position, but this match. Pranav is dominating. What a move. Rook e3, now d4. Even bishop f4 is a good move. Because bishop f4, you sort of skewer these two rooks. So now if you take here, I'm going to take on c5. Pinning here, hitting here. Oh, he took on c5 and Pranav takes back with the queen. Interesting. Now there's trouble here, here, and here. Let's see how he comes out of all of this mess. One idea is bishop d2, hitting the queen and the rook. Then bishop takes e3. Then bishop takes e3. And then you can play queen takes a3. And then you are 2 pawns up as black, which is serious winning chances actually in a practical game. Let's see what happens. I was hoping that the break would do good to Gukesh, but Pranav is spitting fire on the board, says Sanket. Absolutely right. Vishwa says, well, Pranav slayed Magnus for a reason. For sure, yeah. I mean, he is so good. And he's showing it why he's so good. Bishop d2 played by Gukesh. Now just take here. Take, and bishop takes and take on a3. He will chop it. Pranav is a greedy young guy. He takes it. Queen c2, hitting the bishop. Okay, Gukesh now trickiness has started for Gukesh. He's hitting here, but actually he's not threatening it, because if he takes here, his bishop would hang. So Pranav goes bd7, good move. He wants to play bishop b5. Pranav not at all intimidated by Gukesh. Knight is hanging. Now what do? How do you save the knight? You don't want to go king g7 and pin yourself. You want to put your knight on d7, but no, he goes knight e8. That is a good move. Is this game going online? Yes, this is online. This is Junior Speed Chess Championship. And also another Indian has reached the semi-finals. Any idea, guys, who's the other Indian apart from these two who's reached the semi-finals? Exactly. Saksham call, Vishwa, Badrinarayan. You guys are right. Raunak Sadhwani. Look at Gukesh. He wants to bring his queen to c3 and hit here. But meanwhile, Pranav says queen b4. You can't come here easily. Again, the best move. If you try to snatch this pawn, in comes this sneaky check and you lose the bishop. So that cannot be played. He goes queen e2, hitting here. But can we not just push a5 now? Or is it too much? Maybe I'm just blundering. a5. He wants to go queen e5 with this bishop. But you have f6. And he goes queen b6 check. Okay. King h1. Guys, when I had played the uh, video of of Gukesh and Pranav from 5 years ago, I ate a mango in that time. Actually, in 5 minutes, that was very efficient. Okay, by the way, Pranav says take this pawn. I'm okay because then you would have wasted some time, and I'm still a pawn up, so I am able to sort of realign my pieces because a5 queen e5 somehow he didn't like this position where he had to weaken his king, give up his d5 pawn with a check. Bishop e6 is also playable, but now he's gone knight e6. Gukesh snatches the pawn and in comes d4. CV में डाल दो संकेत जोशी से सागर भाई 8 mango in 5 minutes. Yeah. No, I never made a CV yet. Maybe it's time to make one. By the way, there was a chance here for Gukesh to take and play this position after queen f2. It might not be easy to save this pawn with another piece attacking it. But maybe not from e2 because b2 would hang. But let's say if you go knight b5, I can go knight e2. But he goes bishop a2 and now Pranav goes queen a7. Bishop e6 played, takes, and can he find this move? Okay, anything, just attack this pawn on d4. Plays it, good move. Hitting the knight and the pawn, knight c4, but okay, this is a draw. Pranav actually not letting Gukesh move ahead. Not letting him move ahead. I think Gukesh should agree to a draw here, just offer a draw, but I don't think Pranav will agree to a draw. You see Pranav very smartly letting the time run. He just accepted the draw. Interesting. They want to fight. They are not using all those tactics of running the time down and stuff like that. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, d3. Now Gukesh, after seeing that the Sicilian is not working for him, goes for e4, e5. Pranav chooses the anti-Berlin with d3, a6. Now you want to take, maybe takes knight c4. So a4, b6, rook e1, bishop f8, and now being brilliant at chess. Hello Sagar, how are you doing? I'm good. Being brilliant at chess. Bishop g5, pawn comes up. Time to go back with your bishop, maybe to h4. And he goes to h4. I think this is the game in which Gukesh must strike back because otherwise, oh, I have to update the score, right? It is 4-1 right now. He goes bishop g5, f6, d4, queen f7. The knight is attacked here. So the queen comes up, ed, cd, a5, and very trickily, Gukesh wants to put his bishop on this diagonal. But Pranav is not so impressed. He goes bishop g3 and he says, I'll defend it with b3. All my pieces well positioned. I'm attacking your c7 pawn. The bishop comes to b4. He's like, if you take my pawn, I'm going to take your rook. Rook e3. The rook comes up. And somehow this pawn is a big nuisance. Oh, he goes b5. Interesting move. Now, I'm thinking you can take. See, you take, and you take on a5. And then this knight is pinned. But who's going to attack it? Because if you move the bishop, you're going to lose this pawn. Oh, he takes with the bishop. And Gukesh's idea could be to go a4. Very smart. Very smart. Gukesh is like, the b3 pawn is fixing the knight. It's supporting the knight. b3 pawn is the guy who's basically the knight's defender. And I will push my a pawn and dislodge that defender. So that's the reason why rook c1 played to defend the knight. Checkmate or not, checkmate not date says Pranav prepared for Gukesh. For sure he prepared well. For sure. Knight b6. This point on c4 is being attacked once, twice, and thrice. It's being defended also 3 times for the time being. So actually it's a fine position for white. Now a4 should be played. a4 played. But now Pranav can take on b6. In fact, the thing about Pranav is that he's not making any obvious errors, which is actually quite irritating for Gukesh, because how can he beat his opponent if he's not making mistakes here? I mean, small mistakes are there, but no obvious ones. Bishop takes a4, hitting the queen. Now queen b2 hits the bishop. The format is 90 minutes of 5+1, 60 minutes of 3+1, and 30 minutes of 1+1. That's how the Speed Chess Championship is. He goes c5. Now you could either take here or you could push the pawn to d5. But I think taking might not be the best idea. Bishop c5, the bishop looks pretty good there. So he goes bishop d6. And his point is that if you take here, I'll take here because my rook was hanging. And then bishop d6, queen d6 is equal. Yeah, I think that's what might happen. Hikaru says Buddy has a lot of experience. I think in this format, Gukesh is actually pretty strong, but Pranav is equally good. Rook c8 played. Okay, interesting move. After take, maybe b takes c5. Yeah. And now you want to take this pawn, but it's defended twice. So you cannot take it. So he goes h3. Very useful move. Someday will come in handy because the king won't be checkmated on the back rank. Ajay VB says, oh wow, Pranav is leading already. Yeah, a huge lead, that too. Not a small one. 4-1 is a big lead. And Gukesh has not even won one game. It's 2 draws and 3 wins for Pranav. Pranav has come with all his determination today to beat Gukesh. You know, when you've been playing your opponent since a very young age, you're not going to look at him as 27-41 or what, 27-44. Yeah, 2744, world number 13. You're going to look at this young guy with whom I played when I was 10 years old. When I used to beat him, he would beat me. I need to beat him this time. Oh, by the way, now Gukesh in some trouble because Pranav can go knight g5. And if he can clear up this diagonal, then it could be huge. It could be huge. He can also take knight e5. Both are possible. Supriya says Guki and Prag are classical, Pranav and Nihala speedsters. Possible, possible, but I think also Gukesh is getting stronger in blitz and all. If you remember, he did beat Nodirbek at the Armageddon tournament, which is all about speed play. Chris Kane says Guki is not interested in playing speed junior final. That's why he's taking this as a. Yes, possible that he's not interested, but then it's not it's not, he would not want to lose games, that's for sure. Takes bishop e5. He didn't take with the knight. But bishop e5, once again the position is around equal. I think there's one small tactic here. For example, if you play h6, then can you spot that tactic, guys? White to play. Can you spot it? Ketan says Gukesh said he's playing for fun. Possible, possible. Yes, the right moves. Very good. Excellent. This is the correct answer. Also, Aradhya Das. Very good. The move here is bishop g7. And you might ask, Vishwa, Yash, very good. Queen takes g7. Then queen a2 check. And you lose the bishop. Loose pieces, drop off. So he plays bishop c6, knight g5, queen to f5. Interesting. If you give check, I believe he will just play bishop d5. Also, time is right now both down to a minute on the clock. Oh, he goes knight f3 back. The knight was attacked. He goes back. Rook d7. Defending g7. Oh, he goes bishop c3 and he tells him that if you take here, c5 could be a weakness in the black camp. Takes. Yeah, this is hanging. I like Pranav's position. It's equal, but I guess it's easier for white to play. Oh, he goes rook c d8. His point was, if you take here, he might have wanted to give a check. If you take here, I would take and then win the queen. But you can go king h2. That's the point. c3. And still possible to hold on. So he give a check. Rook e1, h6, rook e6. Wow. The way in which Pranav is playing just amazing. Rook e5. If you take here, rook e5 is hanging. So he goes queen f7. And now Pranav needs to find this move. King h2. He finds it. What a move. What a move. If you take here, knight e5. And there's no checks coming in on the last rank. King h2 is just an amazing move. King h8. And now rook e7. Again the best move. Queen f6. Again, the best move check. King h7. Queen e4 check. Maybe it was better to play rook 8 e6. But he gave a check first. Queen g6. Take, take. And now this is going to be a draw. At the very least. Or maybe Gukesh is starting to press. Oh! Gukesh is starting to press this. But the king is coming in like this. And then you can pick up the pawn. So, oh no, not really. G3 is a good move. Because if you had gone king d2, rook back and taken here, then after mass trades, the king would have come in and won the game. So that's why G3 was a must. And now it's just a draw. But you never know. You never know with time pressure. With just 3 seconds left for both sides. This should be a draw. I think it's time for the players to agree to a draw here, but I guess Pranav wants to make use of his extra pawn. Not very likely to win this position against Gukesh. I will actually bravely go ahead and write the score because I don't think either of them will blunder anything. Rachit says, Sagar bhai, GCL broadcast kahan hoga? I think it will happen on television. That's what they wanted. And 4.5, 1.5 with 3 draws. Oh, he goes this line. This is what Vidit versus Swidler happened. Oh, he goes d5. Guys, I'll be back in a second. For now, it's Gukesh who has to strike back at least in one game. Okay, guys, let's try to break down this position. Queen c2, e4 pawn could be a strength as well as a weakness. It's defended twice, but it's attacked thrice. Now, how do you defend it one more time? Anyone in the chat? Anyone? Abhay Chaudhary says, go sleep, Sagar bhai, you look very tired. No, today I won't sleep. Today I'll do this match fully. जो भी हो जाए. Queen e7. Arjun Ayyar, you are right. The right moves, you are right. Queen e7. But Pranav is thinking. This is what I like. Pranav is saying, your king is in the center. If I make quiet moves, what you will do is you will go g4. You will threaten g5. You will put your knight on g3. You will threaten knight f5. You will threaten my e4 pawn. All of these things. So maybe there was an idea here to go b5 maybe. It's a pawn sacrifice, but a very interesting one actually. Okay, anyway, Queen e7 played and doesn't come as a surprise that Gukesh pushes his pawn to g4. Pranav plays at 6 and Pranav is playing a little passively here. And I think Gukesh will Now, oh, he goes b5. Benko style. Look at Pranav there. What play? Knight f5. He sees queen e5 is pretty fine. Amazing. Amazing. But I think, guys, knight b5 actually possible, no, to take. He should have taken this. But he took with the pawn and thereby destabilized his center, but then castle happened. AB, knight f5 first, hitting the queen and the pawn, queen f8, and now take on b5, attacking here. I think this is Gukesh. This is serious advantage for Gukesh now. After knight b5, oh, Pranav goes bishop a6. But bishop a6, can we not just take on d6? Oh, he takes with that. I mean, you can take on f1, but first, why not put the bishop d3 move? Small intermezzo. If Pranav finds bishop d3, I can say he's in amazing form. Amazing. मतलब बढ़िया. Just too good. But seems very... Yeah, he goes rook b8. His point is, guys, he says your rook is hanging, and if you save your rook, then I go g6, I attack your knight, and if you move this knight away, you will lose this one. So a lot of tactics. He goes knight e4. Gukesh is ready to give up an exchange as well. Take. Queen takes, take on f1. Take on f1, yeah. Guys, can we chop this pawn on b2? But then d6 hits the rook. Check here. Wow. What did he do? Oh, he took on a2. Okay, d6 played. Pushes. Takes another pawn. But guys, look at this idea. You want to go knight e7, king h8, and you think to yourself, if only this pawn wasn't there, I would have delivered checkmate here. So now, can you find what is the best move in this position after rook bb2? What is the best move here? Come on, quick. g5, Rishiraj Baul, well done. Well done. Knight e7 check, king h8. Queen f5, hitting here. g5 takes. Threatening checks here. But now look at this move. Bishop e4. Can Gukesh find it? That's an amazing epic move. Because queen h4 check is met with knight h7. And bishop e4 now is met with g6. But if you start with bishop e4, there's no g6. I can take your knight. Can Gukesh find bishop e4? Is the $1 million question. He needs to find it if he wants to win a game against Pranav. Because if queen takes c5, which is the most tempting move here, then after queen d8, how do you save this pawn? You're losing it. So it's very important to find this move, bishop e4. Bishop e4, rook d6, check. And white is better here. Did he find it? Who is still thinking? Finds it. Gukesh finds the best move here, and this might really turn the tide now around for him. Aditya Kumar says he will find the winning continuation. He did find it. Knight g8. His idea is knight h6. But now queen f5. Good move. Because if g6, you have knight g6 and you lose the queen. So put the queen here. Threaten a mate in one. That's what you need to do. Finds it. Only move to come back. Queen f4. Again the best move. Threatening a checkmate. Only move is knight h5. But not at all easy. Oh, finds it. Queen g5, Gukesh. Because then you're threatening to take here. You can't take, knight takes and you lose the queen. Goes queen h4, rook d6, take, rook h6, queen takes c5. Wow. Okay, black has rook for 2 pieces, but also is pawn down. So white is clearly better. But with the king exposed and with only 140 seconds left, this can go either way. A good question here was, why didn't he play knight g6 check? If let's say, for example, I do, I don't know, maybe f6. Why not this move? Because if I take, there's a counter check, so there's no time to win the queen here. Queen d8. Queen h4. Oh, he blunders a mate in one. Gukesh actually wins the first game because Pranav blunders a mate in one. From a position that was still quite fighting, he's just plundered a mate in one. And this is just the break that the doctor ordered for Gukesh, because here Pranav could have played queen d6 and the fight would have been huge. But he played this and he got checkmated in one move because the bishop controls this. This is the watchman. This is the killer. The king is the victim. It's all over. Let me put up a poll here. Should I put a poll saying who do you think will win, or should I put a poll saying who do you support? Who is your favorite? Guys, do like the stream so that more and more people can join. This was this topical line in the Italian, and we have this position on the board right now. Oh, he's castled. But generally, you first take on c6, and then castle. Here he's done it instantly, which means this gives Gukesh a chance to play knight d4, bishop takes, bishop f3. Now you can't take with the queen because bishop d4. So gf. Check. And it's a draw because king h1, queen f5, attacking here. It's over. It's a draw. But f5 was played, and now Knight comes back to e2. The idea is to put the knight on f4. Oh, he takes on f3. G takes f3. Knight g5. It hitting here and here. Taking this is big. Oh, he goes king g2. That's a very slow move. f4, Gukesh will play it. I mean, f4 is a very powerful move, very logical move as well, because you're clearing up this f file. Karthik says, Sagar, chess book that you read recently. Oh, he finds f4. Brilliant move by Gukesh. Gukesh actually, after that lucky break in the last game where he checkmated in one move, I think he's back. He's back. He's going to make Pranav's life very tough now. Take on d4. Just take this. Should have taken maybe on c6 first and then. Yeah, but great move. I mean, Gukesh is just playing great chess, but Pranav has been playing even better. Bishop takes d4, rook takes f4, and now there are many moves, but I think a very good move is knight h3. Hello, Amruta, I'm on stream.
Oh, hi. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Gukesh versus Pranav.
Oh, okay, all the best, Sagar. Amazing. Just have a good time. All the best to Mukesh and Pranav, both of them, and get a good sleep. Stay hydrated.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Miss you.
Bye. Oh, he takes on f3. That gives an additional opportunity of bishop e2, but there was this amazing move here, which knight h3. If you take here, I'll take back with the knight. If you take with the king, then check. King here and check, and king here and mate. That would have been a nice rolling mate. Rook f3, bishop g5, but queen g5, and now king f3, rook f8, king e2. There's a mating move here, which is actually missed by Pranav. Whoa, what a move by Gukesh, scoring another win, because if you take here, queen e3 check and queen f2 mate. Wow, what a game. Mazedar game by Gukesh. Actually now fighting back. Score is 4.5, 3.5. Gukesh not going to give up this match easily. d4, knight f6, c4, e6. Pranav has the black pieces now. Well, generally you don't want to allow the bishop to come to f5 in this opening, so you play like queen c2, but he did allow it, and now he goes knight h4. The logical thing is to just take the bishop and then put your bishop on d3. Yeah, he goes h3. Knight e6, attacking the bishop. And he goes bishop e5. Okay. I like this position for white actually. Has the bishop pair, nicely positioned pieces. Gukesh Castles also is now playing normal chess, not going for some crazy long castle variations. I think Gukesh is back in form, and Pranav is in big trouble now, because if he doesn't stop this, he's lost 2 games in a row already. Ayush Kumar Pandey, the match started at 9:30. 1.5 hours is 5 plus 1. So this might be the last game in 5 plus 1. and then there will be 1 hour of 3+1, and then 30 minutes of 1+1. That's how the match is. F5, I'm not a big fan of this move. I don't like it, but I don't know how to refute it also. I would have maybe tried for F3, E4 here instead of A3. Let me see if this move makes any sense. Yes, it's a fine move. But he goes A3, Queen D8, B4, and Bishop H4. What is he doing? Just simple Bishop H2 is okay. Bishop H2, B5. Wow, what a move. Well, the thing is, he's played Rook C8 to stop it, but if you do this, then Queen B3 attacks here and here. And white is just clearly better. So B5, very strong move by Gukesh, very sharp play. D5, what did he do? He's not yet responded back with his move. What would you do as black guys here? What would you do? Ironhide says, where and when in Pune will you be there? I don't know. Take now. But there is an event in Pune this Monday, Tuesday. Please do join in. Bishop A6, Rook C7. What? Rook C7? But then you just take it. Is Pranav playing for some tricks now? Maybe with some attacking options. But this won't work. Gukesh now going to score 3 in a row and will equalize the score. And at the end of 5+1 section, then the scores would be all even, with the momentum in Gukesh's favor. That would be brutal. What happened? He played Queen C7, he played Rook F3. Makes sense, makes sense. Very logical chess. Also threatening some kind of tricks with maybe Knight B5. I think Pranav must go castle here. But he will not do it because then that diminishes his attacking chances. Actually, my question is, if I play castles, why is Knight B5 not good? What is the reason? Arjun Iyer says, can F4 be considered after Queen C7? Yeah, Queen B6, I thought Queen C6, no? But I thought Queen A5. Because if takes Knight D8. And suddenly you have to drop this piece. Because if Queen D6, boom, takes check, and you lose the queen. He goes castles. He finds it. It's a good move. Oh, Knight D5. Look at Gukesh, man. He's always so tactical. Gukesh is like, I'm giving up a piece. But in the end, what will happen is I will have a rook for 2 pieces. And I will have this pawn, like a7 is weak. I have the central pawns, but I don't know how strong it is. Let's see. Knight d5, queen c6. Take, take. I mean, knight e c7 looks very logical. King f7, but now bishop c4. Great move. And now rook b1. Get your last piece into the game. There is a very bad position for Pranav. Gukesh playing amazing chess. Amazing chess. And now he's leading. I mean, he's leading in this game and will equalize the scores, in my opinion. Rook d7, but can we not just take here? Yeah, exactly. You could have taken, and gone check. With bishop e7, you take here. And this is very, very strong position. You went rook b5. And now knight ec7 is a good move. But in fact, Pranav goes knight dc7. Now the problem with this is that the rook can get active this way. Sorry, this way and this way. Both ways. Srinivas Kulkarni says Gukesh showing 2750 skills. Rook b7, king e7. What if I take rook d7, king d7, bishop d5? So knight d5 takes. Yeah, this is lost. He went knight d8. d6 is an epic move. If you take with the rook, c7 is hanging. King f6, just d takes c7, check, and you queen. Guys, the scores are leveled. What a match. What a match we are having here. Amazing. Unbelievable match. 4.5. With Pranav starting very strong, but Gukesh coming back very powerfully. 3 in a row. And with we going into 3+1 segment now, it is clear that Gukesh is the one who is in the driver's seat. I think Pranav's move till here was fine, but queen f5 didn't seem good. Then knight d7, then f5, and all of these plans actually didn't work out so well. Gukesh managed to take advantage of it and has won. By the way, guys, while we are getting ready for the next segment, I want to take you through this event which is being held for Tech Mahindra Global Chess League. And the link is in the description. Sorry, link is in the pinned message. So please have a look. So your chance, it's called your chance to win a ticket to Dubai for the Tech Mahindra Global Chess League, right? And how can you win it? So firstly, it talks about the partnership of Phoenix Mills, where we have a chess club, and Global Chess League, Tech Mahindra. And they're going to do in 5 different cities: Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Pune, Lucknow, Indore. These are the 5 cities. What is the tournament format? So first there's a qualification stage, which is an over the board event, OTB, and the finals will be held on leeches. Format is there will be 2 Swiss events of blitz time control at each location as mentioned below. Time control is 3 plus 2 minutes there. 8 rounds. Today was the first one in Mumbai. It is important to note that 2 tournaments will take place in 2 consecutive days in each of the malls. The winner of each day, so there are 2 separate events from each of the cities mentioned above, will qualify for the grand finale. So total 10 will be qualified for grand finale. Apart from having free entry, the qualification events have some attractive prizes. Amazon Echo Dot, boat air dopes for next 5. But winner gets Amazon Echo Bot. Dot, sorry. Now, let's say in Mumbai today was the event. Vedant Panesar, FM Vedant Panesar won it. He qualifies to grand finale. Tomorrow is another event. So from there, another player will qualify. Then in Ahmedabad 2 will qualify, Pune 2 will qualify, Lucknow 2 will qualify, Indore 2 will qualify. Total 10 will play a tournament on leeches, round robin. And the winner of that tournament. So in Mumbai it's 15-16. There's a form you have to fill. In Ahmedabad it's 16-17 with a form you have to fill. In Pune there is 19-20 and a form you have to fill here. Lucknow in Phoenix Palacio Mall. Again, you have to fill a form. The date is 20-21st. And Phoenix Citadel, Indore, where we have our chess club, 21st, 22nd. And you fill. And now these 10 players will play. Top 3 will qualify. Top 3 out of those 10 will get to go to Dubai with free ticket, stay, food, visa, everything. Maybe not food, but free ticket, visa, flight, and stay, and to watch the finals. So just register here if you are in any of these cities, and please do turn up. Don't just register and not come. That's not a good thing. Don't register otherwise, like if you can't make it. बैंगलोर के अलावा हर जगह Bangalore. G form, the Google form link is for doing it. Actually, Bangalore, we can ask Bangalore Chess Club which runs, maybe if they can organize. Delhi, we want to do an event very soon. Actually, Shubham Kodare gives a very important point that 3+1 is very important for Gukesh, because in bullet he might have a small disadvantage over Pranav. So maybe for Gukesh it's very important to do well in these next few 1 hour. Kolkata we don't have right now. Hopefully we'll do this someday. Manu Bachchu Jagannath says, Sagar, who is the new chess player who is featuring in ChessBase India Shorts? 2. When Amruta is commentating alone, I miss your commentary, and vice versa. When you're commentating, where is Amruta? Okay. Firstly, I met a girl in Nagpur. Her name was Raksha Jaju, and she showed me the work she did in chess, and she said that she would like to create some shorts for ChessBase India and some content, and this is how we began. So she's someone who's federated player, also a doctor, very talented girl, and she wants, she's creating some of the shots right now. Amruta is currently in Pune. She left for Pune today, and so I'm alone, and so I'm commentating. Yeah, she did the VD interview, Rakshit. Yes. Aditya Kayat says, I know Kolkata में बहुत public है. In fact, Kolkata has the highest number of ChessBase India team members also. There is Shahid, Shatanik, Himank, also Aditya is originally from. So we should do something in Kolkata for sure. We are waiting for the 3+1 segment to begin. I'm actually want to watch more. By the way, guys, how many of you saw this interview?
You
This is one of my favorite recent interviews on ChessBase India. How many of you saw it with this boy? Just focus on him, not anything else. Everything else is noise. This boy is the real deal. Shayan Naushad Ibrahim. And now you didn't go 94, which is actually what you said right now, but you played this move d6.
Yes, sir. The plan. I also want to tell you that the plan
If you
of
haven't
E6
seen
is
this, please watch it.
like I think they
One of the
played
best
they played
interviews
E5.
Yes, he
in the-
played e5 here.
Then I
He's
go
17 years
95.
old.
That's
This-
what I played.
This is very interesting what you
so
played.
good.
But
He's so good
okay,
at
my
chess.
question is, let's come
Okay,
back
game
to
started.
e5. What if he had gone e6? Thank you so much, Safal Fazil, for letting me know. In fact, they played many moves. e4, e5. This looks fine for black. Why did he play c5? What should black have done if white would have played c5? Guys, what should black have done? Yes, Rakshit, you are right. b6. Just opening up this bishop diagonal. He played bishop c1, c5, bishop e3, good move. Bishop b6. Okay. And now he's ready to take because then. But actually, wait. Is he ready to take? No. There's no c5. He goes rook d5. And now, yeah, Gukesh takes here, and this is better for Gukesh for sure. Structure is spoiled, double pawns here. Black is just better. Let's see if Pranav manages to hold this, but it looks very tough. c5. What? He's just given up an exchange. Very practical decision, but I don't think a good one. I don't think a good one. G6, just keeping the knight away. Rooks need open file. So this rook is right now, they don't have open file. So you need to play b6 and open it up. Knight g2 and now rook e8. Oh, he goes g5. He stops knight f4. And remember, when a pawn is 2 steps away from the knight is dominated. While white has this nice phalanx of pawns in the center, black is opening up the king side. Just rook dh8. Rook d2. We goes rook h3 first. I think you must try and find play here. Yes, g4, g3 is the idea. But king g2. Amay Kanetkar says, will those central pawns become passed pawns? I don't think so, Amay, because d6, my king is too close. Pranav is a big fighter though. He's not going to give up easily. It's amazing how Gukesh is still in the game. I mean, sorry, Pranav is still in the game with this. Look at this knight. A5, A5. Get a passer. Important move. C6. His point was if you go B6, what would white have done here, guys? To B6. D6, exactly, Rakshit. Take and C7. The pawn queens. Sid KM, Mehatwa, Mansukhani, Rajpurkar, you are right. But he took here, king here, knight b5, a4. He took the pawn, a3. Who's going to stop the pawn? The king comes in. Rook b4. And the knight is getting trapped now. Because if here there is a2, a1. He goes d6, king d8. And it's all over. Just a2. And it queens. Hello, new Manx. Thank you so much. Yeah, Gukesh for the first time in the match takes the lead with some very good play here with the black pieces. And he is getting stronger and stronger. Will Pranav be able to sort of stop this bleeding? Well, his opening does seem a bit suspect. He goes for the two knights tango. D5, 97 takes. D takes, bishop takes, B3. I love how white has this beautiful bishop Also another beautiful bishop here. D6 is weak. Connected rooks. Knights on central squares. I mean, there's nothing to complain here if you are white. But black is telling white that, you know, I'm very solid. And the right time I'll counter attack. A6 prepares maybe C5 and B5. Now, that's why he played A4. So after C5, there's no B5. D5. Wow. This is what I meant. Striking at the right time. And maybe it's already equal. Because, okay, maybe a logical idea should take and play C5. Yeah, knight C6. Stopping B4. No semi-final in title or thumbnail, says Rakshit. Okay. We'll edit it. So D5, CD, and now Gukesh goes knight F3, and he says to Pranav, you can't take here. If you take, I'll take your rook, and I'll get 2 rooks for the queen and also very active rook. So Bishop F5 looks like a great move. Finds it. Pranav, good position. Hello, Pratichi. How's it going? Everything's going great. Oh, Gukesh blunders. Bishop F5, he takes here. Knight takes, pawn takes, knight E4. And all of a sudden, this bishop has lost protection. From where do you protect it? Let's say if you go queen E2, there's a discovered attack coming from here. If you go to C2, there's a discovered attack coming from here. So Gukesh has just messed it up. Let's say here, just take. Queen B4, yeah, piece down. He's just lost a piece. And Pranav will equalize the score once again. Piece down. Is Gukesh not in his element, or is Pranav in his element? I think Gukesh was in his element in last few games, but somehow here he just blundered this. But I think Gukesh is playing well, and so is Pranav. It's a tough match. A5. Queen B5, Bishop D7 is queen trap actually. Already coming under this attack. I think Pranav can take this. Knight takes G3. So he goes knight D6. Which is also a nice move because you attack the queen and now you are also winning the rook. And Gukesh just resigns. Gukesh's, I think, philosophy is simple. Don't waste time when you are in a bad position. Just resign and go for the next game. Because you can play good games. That's what I think he wants to do. Oh, Pranav now plays the 4 knights. Maybe one of the openings that is his favorite. Guys, I had a question. If c3, black would have most likely played b5. And the knight looks almost trapped, but you have b4 to save the day. So knight c3. So the knight has come and sat down on the f5 square, which is a great square because it's looking at these two important points. But Gukesh has just hit the center with d5. Queen comes up to f3. Pranav going for the attack. With his queen here, bishop looking here, and the knight as well. It's looking good. Also, he's won the last game. Will the momentum shift? Will now Gukesh be under pressure? Let's see. Only time can tell. c6 played, bolstering the center. But h4. Let's go. He wants to play h5. Pranav. Gukesh has to tread carefully here. His position is good, but there could be some tactical ideas. So he took on f5, queen takes f5, important move. Because if ef5, I think these pawns would have been very strong. So he takes with the queen c8, queen comes back. And this is the position on the board. Queen e6. Very useful move, trying to clamp down on the queen side, but b6, stopping it, thwarting it. Bishop a3 makes sense. He goes rook e1, c5. King h2 played. Very difficult for these bishops to actually get activated. If you see, this bishop is hit by its own pawn. This bishop can go here, but again hit by this structure. And yeah, goes knight f6 back. Rook d8, bishop h3. a6. The idea of a6 is to stop bishop b5 here. That's the point. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, we are back. And Pranav pushed his pawn to a5. Gukesh goes back with the knight. It's a knight versus bishop battle here. Who will triumph? I think Gukesh's pieces look slightly better positioned, but Pranav brings his knight to bishop to f5, maybe thinking about h5, maybe g4, g5. The other semi-final has Raunak. Yes, 3 out of 4 Indians in the semis are Indian kids. That is true. That is true. This junior speed chess championship, I think, will have an Indian winner. Hits here. At least Pranav's bishops have become active, but still, I mean, this structure is not good. Now the knight attacks this bishop. Bishop has to go back. Oh, what did he play? He played g4. And now it's Gukesh who's managing just everything correctly in the position. It's just a pawn down, and I don't think Pranav can recover here. Look at this knight. Here. Yeah, I just completely lost now. Completely lost. Because knight is beautifully placed. The queen can enter. And yeah, he's lost this. Which means that Gukesh once again takes the lead. 6.5. 5.5. Oh, they've started again. Bogo Indian was played, but this time it's the Queen's Indian with this setup. Okay, knight d7, e4, maybe e5, perhaps d5. Yeah, d5 is a useful move. d5 played. Well, if you asked me whose position I like here, I would surely feel it's White's position with all the space that he has. I do understand that this bishop is a bad bishop, but so is this one. It's not able to do much for the time being, and I'm sure that this bishop will also find an appropriate role very soon. CD, maybe take with the c pawn, open up the c file. Yeah, now rook f8. Bring, yeah, exactly. Rook c8. Now you can't contest this c file because he'll just take twice, give up his queen, but get 2 rooks in return. So bishop f1 was first played. Bishop a6, queen e3, and now you just take on f1. I think, yeah, take, knight takes. The queen comes into c2. Very active. Very active. And now pressure on e4. He's gone knight e1, hitting the queen, but the queen will go to c3 for a trade. Does watching these events remind you of I Am Not a GM? In fact, I was watching recently, I got to know that Hikaru was actually commentating on one of them with Gotham Chess. It came in the recommendations that in my I Am Not a GM event, they were commentating. And so I watched it and it was not so great. In fact, today I played 3 games with Grandmaster Abhijit Kunte. And I had very good positions out of the opening in 2 of them. but I just couldn't handle the time so well. So that is something which clearly is a problem because I haven't played much. I'm just trying to kick the rook away. Where is rook b3 is also possible. Knight b1 is a very interesting move because if you go rook here, knight b2, rook b3, knight d2, rook here. Oh, they are agreeing to a draw perhaps. That would be insane. And Pranav may not need to agree. Oh, he goes rook c2. He's fighting on. Knight e1 hits the rook. Well, Gukesh has brought all his pieces to the last rank almost. Look at that rook on a1. Not developed. Knight on b1, which is developed several times but has come back. Knight on e1. Knight d3, maybe just rook comes back to c2. I think both players are so ambitious. H5 played by Pranav. Powerful move. Getting rid of back rank worries and also wants to attack. On the king side, knight d2. Rook comes up. Knight b1. Knight e1 played. Pranav needs to speed up. His rook is hanging. He needs to go back to c7, double up the rooks because publicity. Rook b2. Oh, they are going to draw this now. Knight d3, knight 2. I think it's already repeated a couple of times. Knight e1. It will be a no. He's playing on. He's playing on. Pranav is like, I want to equalize the scores. I will play on. I'll fight on. Queen f3. Knight goes back. Queen e3. King g7. And now he plays rook to a2. But yeah, now threatening here so that the rook would hang. The knight has to move, but also e4 is hanging. Wow, beautiful play by Pranav. Double attack at its best. How do you defend this? Is a very nice move because now Gukesh has his 17 seconds left. And he has to play a move. Rook d2 played. And he's taken on e4 first. The rook e3, queen d7, knight d2. Ooh, and look at the speed at which they're playing. Knight b3 first played, takes. He takes on h3, free pawn, knight c6. He takes on d5 as well. Oh, he's blundered a full rook. He had to go knight g4. The idea of mate, but he blunders the full rook. But still the position is equal. Or maybe it was just a planned one. Ooh, and what happened now after she takes here? I think this might not end in a draw because black has 3 extra pawns and and Pranav has won it with some really staunch play. He's managed to equalize the score. And has the next game begun already, or they are going to take a break perhaps? No, no, they have begun. This time Pranav going for the reti and Gukesh getting a very strong center and goes d4. Very nice move, very interesting move, because if you take take and now this is also hanging, right? So yeah, it is. Okay, the rook comes up, and by the way guys, if you noticed, white is a pawn up because white has 7 pawns, black has 6. But what black has is the fact that white's pieces are slightly loose. So how do you put more pressure here? What should you do? Maybe a good idea is to take, because then you must take, and I take back with the rook. So let's see, knight takes, queen takes, rook takes, b takes, rook d1 check. So bishop a8, sorry, bishop a6, rook e4, c6, h4, and f4 plate. He's got his knight on d6, is Pranav, but the rook comes up to e6, and I think at the right time, Gukesh will sack and exchange. Maybe not now, maybe he'll try for f6 or f5, but sooner or later he will sacrifice something on d6. And there you have it. He's actually sacked and exchanged, and he's ready to play this position. Very interesting. But now, if white defends accurately, this can lead to trouble. Rook e1. And now the knight goes back. I actually think that Gukesh's exchange sacrifice was very interesting, but Pranav seems to have things under control. You see, all his pieces are developed. Now he's a bishop pair. Okay, he wants to go c4. He goes queen c7. And he's currently an exchange down. But clearly the material advantage is in white's favor. But black has a very strong bishop on d3. Also, the other pieces have started to move around the existing setup. So, should be fine. He was king up to g2, h5, making some space for the knight perhaps to come to this. He went here, check, rook takes, is given a material, but yeah, what a nice move, 54. And after trade of queens, trade of rooks actually, and now it seems like white is better with the bishop pair. He snatches a pawn here, queen b8, trade the queens. Yes, he finds it, and now it's almost lost here. Yeah, this is just straightforward now. Push the pawn. Okay, you're going to lose the c3 pawn, but a5, a6 maybe. Oh, what happened? So here it seemed like white would win this. All of a sudden, like bishop a5 would have been maybe. Oh, he just lost. So that means I think there's a short break now, and the score is actually in Gukesh's favor. On is queening, so right now Gukesh is on 7.5. Guys, while we go on the break, I think it might be a good idea to listen to Gukesh's when he was young, and a very nice interview when he was just 11 years old. So I'm here with Gukesh, who is One of India's best chess players under 11 years old. Yeah? Gukesh is rated 2362. He's just, how old are you?
11 years.
11 years.
Yes.
And when is your birthday?
May 29th.
May 29. So you are 11 years and 6 months old. And at the national under 11 in Pune right now, he scored 9 points out of 11. You're still not sure whether he will become the national champion because a few games are going on. So Gukesh, how was your experience playing here at this tournament?
It was nice playing here.
You enjoyed?
Yeah.
And you recently made your first IM norm. How difficult was it?
Very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
He had to score.
But but I got some bit of luck.
You had some luck. You
Yeah.
scored 7 points out of 9.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a very nice performance by Gukesh. So Gukesh, today you're going to show us one game, which was your favorite one from the under 11 nationals. Which one is it?
Against Pranav in round 5.
In round 5, and you were playing with the black pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to turn the board around for at your end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's flip the board. Okay.
It was a slab defense.
So Slav is your favorite opening.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm playing it 2 years from 2 years ago. So I had good experience in that. So
Gukesh, everyone says that you are tactically very strong, but you think you are a positional player.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what is your strength? Positional chess or tactics?
Both.
Both. You are good at both. Okay. E3, E6, yeah? So you don't want to put your bishop out on F5.
No.
It's just you would like to go for semi-Slav.
I'm always a fan of Anand, so I like the semi-Slav setups.
Okay.
He played against Kramnik.
In 2008.
2008.
You have seen all these games?
Yeah.
You liked it very much?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all theory.
Yeah.
A4, B4, yeah?
Yeah.
Knight E4, Bishop B7. So you knew all of this until
Yeah, I
now?
was preparing this before the match.
And what do you have to say about Pranit? Is he your friend or
Yeah,
do you know
he's
him?
my friend.
You know him?
Yeah.
He's a very strong player?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. So castles, C5. I think you must be very happy, yeah, at this point. Or this is still very
No,
all
this
the-
is still opening.
all opening, but
Yeah.
but you achieved one very important thing of activating your bishop.
Yeah. This is very good in Slav. I like these positions.
Okay.
Here there are G-F6 and Knight F6 is the main line.
Yeah, I also wondering why you didn't take with the knight.
G-F6 I didn't like DC5, Knight D7, C6. So
Here, this move,
DC5, Knight D7, C6.
and if I take,
Bishop C6, Knight D4 was coming. And B3, BB2.
so if I go back, you will play B3.
Yeah, this was played by some GM, but I don't remember his name.
How do you prepare these openings?
Following games by top players.
So you prepare it using mega database, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in for Queen F6.
And then,
Here B3 is the main line. B3, CD4, ED4, H6. And this is just an equal position.
so bishop E2 was a new move for you.
Yeah. I saw one game that went CD4, Knight D4, Bishop E7. But I didn't like that.
Okay.
Knight D4, Bishop
You had seen it before the game?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had prepared this line?
E7. No.
Okay. So now the next move you played was over the board.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I thought for 20 minutes, around 20 minutes here.
Okay. So shall we
And,
ask our viewers who would be watching this what black should play here?
But I don't think that's the best move, but it was interesting.
Okay. So try to find not the best move in the position, but an interesting move which was made by Gukesh here, by which he got some sort of an attack rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, Gukesh, explain to us your move and your thinking. Why did you make the next move? You played G5.
Yeah. G5, my idea was G4 and take on D4.
Okay, so you want to push this knight away from F3 and then take on D4. Okay.
So B3 was correct. G4, knight D2, CD4.
Do you think that if he plays a move like knight E5 and sacrifices a pawn, this would be good compensation for him?
I don't think so.
Something like,
Black is fine only.
say, rook A2. My idea is maybe to play bishop B2 at some point.
I didn't think this move.
But maybe you are very quick, yeah, rook D8.
Still queen C2 is there.
Yeah, but then bishop E4. I have a feeling that you should be okay. Even queen E4 maybe, to exchange the queens.
No, queen E4, bishop E4, bishop A6.
You're losing the important pawn. Yeah.
Even bishop E4 is losing the pawn. Queen B2.
Queen B2.
Bishop G7. But this is okay. Bishop E5, bishop A6. Bishop D3.
Bishop D3. Yeah.
This is
Possible to play. Okay.
I didn't calculate knight E5 much.
Yeah,
I thought-
he's giving up a pawn.
Thought knight D2 was the best move. CD4, BB2, bishop D6. Here bishop into G4 was correct.
Bishop into G4. Okay, first let's say what happens to bishop into D4. This looks most natural.
Bishop into H2.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to give up a piece in the spirit of Anand or or maybe Greek gift sacrifice.
Queen H4, king G1, bishop G2.
This is like the famous double bishop sacrifice by Lasker. You know this game. He sacrifices on H7, then he sacrifices bishop on G7.
Queen G4 check, rook D3.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, you know this game.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very similar.
King J2, queen H3. G3.
Okay. You calculated all of
Yeah.
this and then it's all forced, yeah?
No, FG3 is not correct.
FG3 means you mate
Queen
him.
G3, yeah.
Here
King H1,
and rook
queen
G8.
H3, queen
or-
H3.
Let's make it forcing, yeah.
rook
Okay.
G8.
And it's a
It's
mate.
just close.
So you can't take here.
Yeah.
What can you play?
Knight F3, rook G8. No, it's okay.
So now you're going to play
GF2.
GF2, King F2 and Queen
Queen
G3
G3.
mate. Okay. And you'll also play G2 at some point. So
Yeah.
it's all over, yeah?
Yeah.
Great calculation. What happened next? Yeah, you
Bishop D4 he didn't play.
yeah.
Bishop G4 was the correct move.
Okay. But it opens the G file.
Yeah, rook G8,
Mm-hmm.
bishop F3. Bishop F3.
You take?
Yeah.
Okay.
Queen
takes.
F3. Queen F3. Knight F3. D3. Fe3 or rook D1.
And now? Let's start. The game has begun. And in fact, this time it's once again Pranav slightly better. He is a pawn up. If you count the pawns, he has 6 pawns to Gukesh's 5, and the rook is hanging. So the rook needs to be supported. It comes rook d1. Interesting move. Now the rooks have to be traded. Take, king goes up. and he takes another pawn. This is already looking very risky, but if this works out, nothing like it. Gukesh now brings his bishop into the picture, maybe some sacrifice, followed by bishop takes g6. If it stays within 1.8, can be, I mean, I would say if it stays within a point, Pranav might be a favorite, because in bullet he's definitely, I think, very strong. Queen goes back to d7 and he plays queen e5, queen e8. So queen goes back to e8, now offering a trade of queens. The queen comes back, and perhaps it's time to trade off with knight e6. More pieces that come off from the board. Black is better because black has extra pawns, two extra pawns here. He pushes the pawn to c5, hits the queen. The queen moves back, and maybe just b5. So let the pawns roll by. It's 1+1, not 1 plus. Okay. Can we push on further with a5? But maybe it's too much, yeah, because then goes knight e6. Bishop takes. He's given up one pawn, but his remaining pawns are very, very powerful now. Queen c2, maybe b3. Why not? Or just centralize your bishop, bishop d5. Well, it's not easy to give up another pawn, queen takes c5. So he goes b3, queen c3. Well, he couldn't take on c5 here because of b2, and white should be winning here. Black should be winning. So b3, queen c3, queen a4 played, and in comes bishop d3. And he plays his queen to b4. Now, trading here would be wrong because then b2, v1 is a big threat. But actually, you can take and play bishop c4, stopping him from pushing the pawns. Oh, it happened. It happened. He played bishop c4, king here, e4. Okay, this just lost, and bishop e6 is coming up, followed by the pawn pushing forward. So win for Pranav, equalizes the score. Next game has begun. Pranav has the white pieces. King h2 defends the pawn. h6 hitting the bishop. Bishop has to move back. Can we go d3, attacking the bishop, attacking this rook can also? Seems like a good idea, no? Then take with the queen. Bishop f4, g5. Well, g5, maybe go bishop, knight e5, perhaps. It's possible. Knight e5, knight e5, bishop e5. Xavier's line says, live says, should we use Leela or Stockfish for prep as their evaluation in certain positions different? Yes. I think if I'm not wrong, then generally for aggressive positions, Leela gives some imaginative idea. But if you are looking for the strongest chess engine out there, it has to be Stockfish. So it's not easy to understand that actually after take it's black who's better if he finds rook e8, because after bishop g7, rook e2, queen e2, king g7, black seems to be doing well because the c2 pawn is under pressure and also the d pawn is very strong. Shyam Vatika, I'm doing well. Oh, he did find rook f8. That is amazing. Great move by Gukesh. I think Gukesh is better here and has definite chances to press because c2 is weak. King g7, and Pranav is taking a lot of time because he doesn't know how to react to this pawn weakness. If he defends with rook c1, defending the pawn, then all of a sudden comes d3 and the rook is undefended, so you can't take the pawn. So what Pranav decided is to give up the pawn with c3. But I think even Gukesh may not even take the pawn. He can push forward. No, rook e8 played, attacking the queen. And now queen f3 maybe, so that b7 is attacked. No, he goes queen c4 and now Gukesh pushes d3 and his pawn is very strong because d2 and rook e1. First goes rook e2 attacking f2 and b2. Great play by Gukesh actually. It's playing really well. And you can take this or you can also play b5. He goes king g1, but I think Pranav already in big trouble here. But what I've liked in this match is that it's very neck and neck, neck to neck. Queen e6. Check. And now, do you want to take and play g4? No, he goes takes on a7, and Gukesh finds this very nice move, sort of stopping the queen, and next maybe preparing bishop e4, attacking the f2 pawn. The queen is now sort of trapped out there. Oh, he just plundered the queen, and now Gukesh has won. He has won. He's on 8.5. Okay, very quickly, Gukesh going back to his childhood love, which is the reti. Gukesh has the bishop pair and he just enjoys grinding such positions. This is very risky to play against Gukesh. He loves such positions. C3 maybe. Stopping knight d4 is important, I think. But actually, he's just given up a pawn, so he takes it. And if you come knight d4, then there is bishop d8 hitting the queen, so you can't take my queen. Gukesh, very alert, picks up the pawn on a5. This might be the last game in 3+0. Rapport beat MVL on time in Armageddon series. Wow. Oh, he just gives up the exchange. He plays. This is Pranav's way of playing chess, just complicate it. Like Mikhail Tal. Now there's no good discovered attack. The knight goes there. Yeah, maybe that's a good one, but I just play queen e2 maybe. Goes queen c3. Good move. Attacking here. And if you come back, yeah, he comes back. Okay, d1. White is an exchange up, so Gukesh clearly better. Yeah, this is just, I think it's all about just keeping your cool now. Keeping your cool is not easy, for sure. Played his pawn up to a5. Queen d3. Pranav playing so fast and actually putting quite a bit of pressure. Now c3 and the knight must move. I think the best move is knight e6. He goes knight b5. Knight b5, b4, rook d8. Yeah, he can't trade the rook, so he's trying to keep it on the board, but he goes g4. But now the dark squares look very weak, actually. And it seems like black does have compensation. The knight is moving. The knight is moving. Knight e6. Queen f6. You can't move the rook because here this will hang. So he brings the queen in. Queen e2. And I think Pranav has managed to create play in the position. He goes queen f4. But he could have gone knight e6. No. Just get the knight here. Gukesh down to a minute now is better, but how to take advantage of it? Maybe queen d2 he has to. Knight d6. The knight jumps into d6. It goes knight c7, c4, but now knight e6 to d4. Seems plausible, yes. Oh, this is looking bad. This is hanging now on d3. h3 is hanging. Black's knights are very strong, and it's a decision on. Wait, takes twice and then goes rook b8. Now maybe rook b8 to defend b7, but it may not be the most important move. Perhaps rook d8 was better. If you take here, I'll take on d3, queen d3, and f3 pawn. f3 bishop hangs, which is like a pawn. Well, now the exchange, actually now white is only one pawn up. Also look at the knight, so beautifully look at it. So very difficult for both sides to make some progress. And oh, he goes f4, knight to b3. He just blundered something, f5, and he just blundered a piece. And Gukesh has won another game, making the score 9-5. This looks good for black actually, but b3 is a nice move. Hitting the knight and also the e4 pawn, but just defend it. Bishop b2. Actually, look at this. Bishop b2, b4. And then e4 is falling. Played here, knight e4. And the point is, if you take with the bishop, I take on e4, rook e4, and bishop d5. So, knight e4, very alert move by black. By Gukesh. Gukesh, if he wins this, he gets 3-point lead. It still may not be very impossible for Pranav to make a comeback, but definitely very tough. So he goes knight e4, rook e4, bishop d5, rook h4, e6 played, and the threat now is to take on f3 and take on h4. So Pranav's position looking not so great here because he's pawn down. Also, his rook is misplaced, but he's fighting on, he's trying to create his chances. Well, in the chat we have Vishweshwaran Kameswaran. Vishweshwaran is Pranav's current trainer, and he says, "Hi Sagar, hello Vishweshwaran. Um, Good to see you in the chat." And one of India's finest chess trainers here has trained many grandmasters. Some of them are Adiban, Deepan Chakravarti, Vishnu Prasanna, and many more. Takes, Inian. Now Pranavi, bishop g5, attacking the queen. Pranav trying to complicate matters as much as he can, but it seems, oh, what if you take on e5 and would f2 be hanging? Yes, actually, takes, and queen f2. But somehow white is still. So, oh, what a move by Gukesh. Wow, that came out of the blue. Yeah, Gukesh is now in full control. That is for sure. I mean, he has been playing very well. But why queen b2? And maybe he could have taken the queens or even gone rook c2. But he goes queen b2. Rook to d1. Maybe rook f2 is what he wants to play, or oh, he brings his other rook in. Threat? Not really any threats, but maybe take. Queen takes, and then e3 with triple 3 attacks here on g2. If I think this might be the last 3+1 game, I think. If Gukesh wins this, which the position does seem like better for him, then he has 3 points lead, and in 1+1, even though Pranav is very strong, it might not be easy to cover that big of a lead. Best to play says Norway Chess kept up his momentum. Again, what a move here. Rook takes g2, and it's time to resign because you can't take here. It is pinned. So the last perhaps game, or is it over the time? Yeah, it's done. Rook g2, and this is done now. The score is 7.5, 10.5. Now we have 30 minutes of 1+1, but before that we'll have a short break, and then we will continue. No, the break will be 5 minutes, but the 1+1 segment will be 30 minutes, I think. Let's watch another interview while the game is about to begin, the last segment. It's, I think, a 2-3 minute break. This is
So I am with
6 years
Pranav
ago.
V,
I have
the
some
man
very
who
weird
won
mic
the
that I was using.
IIFL Junior Tournament. Pranav, so can you tell us like how are you feeling after winning this such a big event?
I am very happy.
You're very happy. And did you expect that today you would win the game or you would draw the game and win the tournament?
Yes.
Yes? So you had come all prepared.
Yes.
Okay, so before I ask you more questions, I would like to see today's game against who was your opponent?
Manish and Cristiano.
Okay, so do you know him well?
Yes.
Yeah, is he?
He is my friend.
He's your friend. Okay, and so come closer a little bit, yeah. And so how did you prepare for the game yesterday?
I just saw my openings,
Okay,
play some games.
played some games in that openings against whom?
Above rated.
Ah, okay, so you saw some games of the same opening. Okay, all right. So you were black.
Yes, I am
Okay,
black.
so let's flip the board. And he started with
E4, C5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, c into d4, knight into d4, knight f6.
so you like the Sicilian.
Yes.
Why? No, not e4, e5, the solid stuff.
E4, c5, Sveshnikov is very attacking
Okay.
and I like to attack.
You like to attack, so you are an aggressive player.
Yes.
And who taught you the Sveshnikov?
Raghavi.
Raghavi ma'am taught you Sveshnikov. Okay, so e5. Yeah, and you are not afraid of giving up this d5 square?
No.
So why do you think that's not a positional concession? Giving up d5, is it not a weakness?
It is weakness, but black will get piece activity and development fastly.
Okay.
And in the opening, after that black can attack.
Okay, so you are looking at some very dynamic advantages, yeah, of piece
Yes.
play. Okay, so knight b5.
D6, bishop g5, a6, knight a3, b5.
So this is all well known in Sveshnikov, and
Yes.
now two main moves, yeah, to take
Bishop
on
and
f6 or knight d5. He took.
No, knight d5 he played.
He played knight d5. Okay.
Bishop e7, bishop into f6, bishop into f6, c3, bg5,
So tell us until what point you already knew the theory. Okay.
knight c2,
Mm-hmm.
knight e7, h4, bishop h6, a4,
Okay.
b into f4, knight cb4.
So this is all theory still now,
Yes.
and you know everything.
Hmm.
Okay.
Double O,
Castles. Okay.
rook into f4, a5.
a5.
Theory.
So this is all theory.
Yes.
You know it already. Okay. And over here, what did your opponent play?
bb5.
BB5. Okay, interesting move. I was looking at this game and I was thinking that maybe he would take on e7.
Knight
with
into
a
e7, queen into e7, knight d5, queen b7,
Okay, and you attack this
b2 pawn.
pawn on b2 and
And we can play bishop e6 and f5.
okay. So your idea is to play bishop e6 and
And
then
F5.
break with f5. Okay, and in a way you will have a lead in development. So you're
Yes.
trying to open the position. Okay, that's good. So he played bishop to b5.
To stop bishop d7 and
So now you of course cannot take because your rook is hanging
yes,
on a8. So what did you do? Bishop e6.
bishop d5, bishop e6, I think.
Yeah.
Knight into d5.
You took on d5. Okay. So you took on d5 and he took back with the knight.
Here I played bishop e6.
Here you played bishop e6. Okay. So you have the bishop pair here.
Yes.
And the
And
opponent
this
has,
pawn is weak, h4.
the pawn on h4 is weak according to you. It
He
is
should play one move g3 and then only castle.
Okay. So did he play g3 here?
Yes.
Okay.
Rook b8.
Mm-hmm.
c4. I think c4 is not a good move
Why?
because it closes the bishop diagonal and the bishop is out of play.
So the bishop is not in the. So what would you like white to play at this point? If c4 is not so good.
Queen d3.
Queen d3. Okay. So this might have been better according to you. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you would have now taken on d5, I guess, and then maybe
Queen d5.
play
Queen d5,
b6
queen b6.
with I think black has good counterplay because once you play c4,
Again, the bishop is not.
yeah, sure. So in the game he played c4,
And I played f5
f5. Okay,
and I took on f5
he took.
and I took with the bishop.
So at this point, were you feeling very confident in the game?
Yes.
You were feeling confident.
Yes.
Bullet has begun, guys. Bullet has begun. 3-point lead for Gukesh. And right now, knight g5 played. He's got the control of the d6 square. First takes b3. Ooh, bishop f5. I like black's position actually. The d4 square is weak. And now a7 attack, but b6 played. Rook d2, h4. I like how Pranav's playing this, and I think Pranav's not going to give this up easily. If there's one format that Pranav loves to play a lot, it's Bullet. And if there's one format that Gukesh is not as good as maybe the other formats, it is Bullet. So this is definite chance for Pranav, and if he wins this first game, he narrows down the lead. Let's see. But for Gukesh, it's always been, if he's not good at something, he takes it as a challenge and he wants to get better at it. Oh, bishop f8 was a nice move, because if you move the rook, then the b4 pawn hangs. So the last move b4 was a mistake, and now after bishop f8, c5, take. He takes the exchange. For now, Pranav actually 30 seconds, he's down on time, but there's a 1 second increment. So don't forget that it's not just 1 plus 0. By the way, can you sacrifice another exchange here? Might be too much to sacrifice. He plays a5, bishop d6, takes on e5, but now the b4 pawn is hanging. This is what Gukesh sometimes makes these errors. f6, and then the bishop has to move, and then c3 would fall. So, but maybe he goes c5. But f6, what was the problem with f6? Actually, not so sure. It was a good move. Very strong move. It goes queen e7, but now rook d7 was a good move. Instead, he goes rook a8, a6. And now you can see Gukesh is the one in the driver's seat. bd4, good move. If he can get the queen here, it would be a mate. Oh, blundered. He blunders. This is a forced mate, and Gukesh wins. Wow. That is a big result. Gukesh wins. That means he has now a 4-point lead. That is very, very big. And actually, it was a good position for Pranav. In fact, he was clearly better as well, but Gukesh struck back. And now Pranav playing a little tricky chess here. Bishop f4, bishop f5, knight e5, takes, rook e1, h5, knight a4. Gukesh, nice move. p2. He's given up a pawn. so that queen a5 can come. But Pranav now searching for a win. I think this is going to be Pranav's game because he's pawn up and he has complete control here. Queen f5 b3, yeah, just saving everything. All good. Next move can go c4. Can go c4. Rook c8. Maybe we go c4. a3. Stopping knight b4. Now c4. Knight e7. He wants to come back here to f5. Rook d8. You don't even can't take here because queen e1 is a check. Can we go queen c3? Oh, he picks up a pawn. Now knight d4 is a must move. It attacks the queen and also threatens forks here. I think an important move to make, but not so easy. Queen e4 is still exists. There exists, yeah, queen e4 maybe. e5. Gukesh being very tricky here. Very tricky. He's playing against this knight on a4. Although white has two extra pawns, but the knight on a4 is slightly misplaced. King g2. Decent move by Pranav. So that no checks in the future. f5. Check, king f h6. And now c3 maybe. Yeah, he finds it. Rook b8. Queen f7. Great play by Pranav. Takes here rook d7. This is over now. Rook d7 followed by h4 and checkmate on h7 or g7. Yes, finds it. Great play. And now Pranav might get back this point. Check. h4 followed by queen g6. And will Gukesh lead? Ah, Gukesh is playing on. Nice. Gukesh wants to win this match, so he's ready to even give up whatever seconds are there so as to take away all of Pranav's time. 8.5 points for Pranav. Good game by him. Good comeback. Good comeback after facing a lot of difficulties. Okay, still there is a difference of 3 points. And by the way, this started. How many minutes are over? The bullet. Check. Maybe queen d8, yeah. So that you have your bishop defended and you can castle. Knight p6, a4, and now knight sits here. I like black's position here. It's pretty good. Knight to e3, stopping knight c4. Queen d7, and now bishop comes here. Maybe, well, this is a weakness now. Also, the other rook can come here. I think it's time to sack here, but the rook defends it. This is very smart because if you had played here, I believe rook takes e3 would have been to black's advantage. So, good play by Gukesh. Rook a3, rook a8, rook c3, rook e6. He goes here and now knight a8. Gukesh clearly better. Bishop takes, yeah. But will he be able to convert this into a win? Not so sure. Not so sure. the knight wants to come to a6 and b4. So there it would be pretty strong. He goes knight g4. And now f4 is an important move, perhaps. Yeah, he finds it. Finds it. Amazing chess. And his idea could be to just put his knight on e5 and attack c6 pawn. Knight f2. Okay, knight e6. But this is just lost for Pranav. There's no way he's coming back from here. c6 is weak. e4 is weak. Well, Gukesh is completely winning this. Completely winning this. Amazing. Oh, it's resigned. Gukesh has won. Very smooth win by Gukesh there, which means that now the difference is 4 points. And what we were thinking that Gukesh might struggle in bullet is not coming true actually. Gukesh is very, very fast, seems to have played many games, is well prepared, and he's making Pranav pay. I think, yeah, Sanket, you are right. Insane comeback by Gukesh for sure. For sure. He started off, the score was 4-1, 4.5, 1.5, I think. And after that, there's been no stopping Gukesh. He's been winning one game after another. And maybe if he wins this, I think it should be done because we started maybe the bullet portion 10 minutes ago or maybe 15 minutes ago. By the way, what just happened here? He blundered, yes. E4, FG. Ooh, he missed this. He missed the queen was coming in. Check. Bishop c7. Oh, he's even ready to give up material. Wow. A full rook. Because then how do you protect this? And even if you play, let's say after I take and play f4, I can play e takes f3, queen f2, and knight g4. Wow. I mean, Gukesh is playing this bullet at another level. f4 played, ef, resign, resigns. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Oh, by the way, is the score 13 and a half or 12 and a half? Guys, please help me. I think it's 13 and a half in Gukesh's favor, right? Yeah, Gukesh unlocks new skill level in Bullet for sure. 13 and a half, yeah. Okay, so 5 point lead. So that means for Pranav, this might be very tough now to make a comeback. But clearly, he played so well in the 5+1 section. This match has not progressed as per what one would have thought. If one would have thought that Gukesh is clearly the better classical player, then in 5+1 he should have been the one calling the shots. But actually, it was Pranav. And now in Bullet, when we all thought that maybe Pranav is the Bullet monster, it's Gukesh who is just beating his opponent. And this is a good position for Pranav, by the way. Guys, how many more minutes left in this segment? I think if it is around 15, then maybe some chance. But if it is less than 12, I think Gukesh already won then. Oh, 15 minutes are still left, says Soham. If 15 or 14 minutes are left, and if Pranav wins this game, which he could because he is a pawn up and now 2 pawns up, very likely, very good chance that he could win. Then oh, the H pawn has become very sharp, very strong. Oh, he's check takes. Oh, amazing, amazing play by the fish. So sharp, so sharp. Oh, another win for Gukesh. Six points lead is just impossible, right? In order to even equalize, you need like 12, 13 minutes, which is what is left now in the game, in the match. Looks like white has got a small edge out of the opening. This one does seem in Pranav's favor again. But Gukesh has been constantly outplaying Pranav. It's not even like Pranav has managed to outplay Gukesh in bullet. Look at the king. It's come out on f6. But Gukesh has launched a counter attack now with his rook looking down on the h file and also his knight on f4. Rook is planning to double. This is hanging on with a check. Oof, maybe white is the one just reaching before time. And if you take on c6, it's not only that you lose the queen, but it's like it's a checkmate. King g6. Ah, the blunder. And Pranav gets a piece because if queen takes c6 here, then knight e7 check with a fork. And that's the reason why he had to play this. But now he's just a piece up and he's winning. So maybe we can very quickly update. Pranav scored 9.5. He scored at least pulled back 1 point. King takes. Okay, Pranav wins this one and so pulls one back. Okay, plays his bishop up to f3 and Gukesh has a nice grip on the position. He's also a pawn up. If you see, he has 6 pawns as compared to Pranav's 5. But this position still has some possibilities. g4, oof, nice one. Bishop has to go back to c8 and then maybe knight e4 you can take, because if queen e4, rook e4, there is in the end a check on d8. Oh, he goes queen e5 directly. I think if this game is not won by Pranav, then already we can say the match is over. Gukesh would win it. think the match is done, yeah? Yeah, just this going on. The score is now did Pranav win a game? Okay, this is pretty good for Gukesh. D7, 4 take, and he can go rook D6. Ooh, finds it. 10 and a half, 15 and a half. Okay. Thank you, Sakar Chess. 16 and a half for Gukesh now. Amazing. So this is actually a very dominating performance by Gukesh in Bullet, which is actually surprising because I thought that when it comes to Bullet, maybe Pranav is the better player, but not really. As it turns out, Gukesh actually dominates the Bullet segment by scoring 6 points against Pranav's, I think, 3. So now I think this is the end of the match. 16 and a half, 10 and a half. Okay, guys, thank you for following. I tried my best to commentate. It was a very heavy day, right from the morning. And then there was this event for almost like 4 5 hours, and then this. So I tried, but yeah, in the end, I was a bit too tired that I couldn't commentate so well. But thank you all for being wonderful people following the commentary. And if you are in Mumbai, then do come over to the club for the second day of the event, and it's also happening at in different cities. So uh, check out the pinned message.